Almost 6 years ago, we installed this mini split heat pump system in our house. And I did a few videos to tell you things that we liked and things that we don't and how the mini split system works. We've actually sold our house now and we're getting ready to move to North Carolina. So I thought I would take one more opportunity to shoot a video and tell you how much money we've saved and the couple service issues that we've had with this system over the years. Now, to remind you, a mini split heat pump system works without any ductwork. The system is hooked up to a compressor outdoors and then this head unit inside to provide both heating and cooling. Now, we do still have an operational boiler in the house that operates when it gets really cold, or if we wanted to shut this down and just run the boiler for a little while. It costs a lot of money to run the boiler though because it's on propane. Now, we live in Michigan, about the middle of Michigan, and it gets pretty cold out. It's actually middle of January right now and it's 20-something degrees outside right now. But there's still enough heat outdoors that the unit can operate and pump heat inside the house. This unit will operate, per the manufacturer, down to about 15 degrees, but in practicality it actually works down to about 9 degrees. Colder than that and it'll shut itself down and then we run the boiler. They do have units like this that will run all the way down to minus 15 degrees, which is great, but we just didn't want to spend the extra money for that. Now, we do have a big, long, skinny house with this one unit blowing down the hallways, so the bedrooms don't get quite the same temperature conditioning as the living room does, but we can live with a 4 or 5 degree temperature difference. It's not a big deal. Our house is very airtight and energy efficient though. Now, most people ask me this question. They say, hey, you know, I've got a 2,000 square foot house. How many of these do I need, or how big of a unit do I need? And you really need to have a qualified HVAC contractor do those calculations for you because there are a lot of variables, such as what type of windows, how airtight is the house, what type of wall insulation, attic insulation, what's the orientation of the house, and most of all, what climate zone are you in, so what kind of heating demand are you going to have? Now, we calculated that this one needed to be about 20,000 BTUs, so we bought a 19,500 BTU unit, and it seems to be working great for us. Now, I've crunched the numbers to show you what the energy savings are compared to running our boiler. Now, if we were to shut the mini split off and just heat with the boiler uses only about $12 per month in electricity to run the pump system for running through the loops. But in a heating season, it would use about 650 gallons of propane gas. So that 650 gallons plus the $12 per month for the electric is about $1,300 per heating season to run the boiler. On the other hand, if we run the mini split instead of the boiler, then the mini split only costs an average of $57 per month. So that's only $342 per heating season. So over the 6 years that we've had this system running, that's saved us $5,748, which is great considering we only paid $4,100 for the system to be installed. Now, we have had a couple small service issues over the years. The first one was that the indoor coil was icing up because it had a coolant leak. So the refrigerant was leaking and the unit couldn't keep up. It was getting ice and dripping water out of it. It turned out to be a manufacturer's defect, and they sent a new coil, and so our technician came out, installed a new coil in the indoor unit, recharged the system. It didn't cost us a penny. It was all under warranty. The second service issue that we had was with that new coil. I think maybe it had some oil from the manufacturing process or something, and it needed to be cleaned. And it was dripping a little bit of water out here on the floor. And it turns out that the coil was dirty and didn't have enough surface tension to hold the water droplets and get them into the drain pan. So the technician came out. He used a coil cleaner that's a foaming cleaner that you just spray on and let it drip down through the system. So that service call did cost us $85, but it's something that you could actually do yourself. I'm going to put a link in the description to a coil cleaner that you can buy and do yourself if you need to. But if you are not sure about it and not sure about taking the plastic parts off and everything to get to it, then you might just call your qualified HVAC technician. So I hope that answers some of your questions about running a mini split system in Michigan where it's very cold, but it's been working fantastic and we've saved a lot of money. Thanks. And subscribe if you haven't yet.